Hey everybody, and welcome to a YouTube, I suppose, YouTube broadcast here. So hope this finds you all well this very pleasant Sunday afternoon. And yeah, I thought I would hop on to do one of these. And not often I do it in the domestic environment here. I usually speak to you in the car or whatever, but I thought I would come on and have a chat with you. I want to talk about predominantly the aftermath of the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. I want to do that because it's delicious, and I've got some brilliant stuff I want to share with you. So I want to let me just see your comments. Hi to John Newell. Thank you very much for being on the stream. I wanted to actually just generally, John, thanks very much for saying hello. A big shout out to everybody, by the way, and especially can I thank all of those of people who have purchased, Stephen, yeah, one of these thingies. Pure blood, as you can see, I wear my own blooming badge. Pure blood badge. There we go. All those people in the past 2 days who have sent me requests to get them, they are all being dispatched tomorrow. So you'll have a nice surprise in the post, hopefully on Wednesday. If you haven't got one, this is your chance to get one. You know how to get it. It's on all my profiles. The links are there. Go to Alt News Media and you'll see the badge thing. Click, boom, sorted. That's it. Oh, by the way, also a big shout out to those people who I met yesterday at the Freedom Rally outside Belfast City Hall. That was pretty good. I enjoyed meeting you folks. And here's to the next time. It was a big crowd. They ended up having to close the roads. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. They ended up having to close the roads around the City Hall. Oh, my God, the traffic chaos. And some great speeches. Just some great people generally, you know, and obviously I'm conscious of the channel I'm talking to you on, so I only can go so far, but I will say that there is a tremendous mood of resistance. Maybe that's the right word, resistance. And yeah, it was good to see. I was really pleased to be part of it. And a thank you very much to the people who came up and said hello to me. You got to see me. I do exist. I do have a life out beyond a camera on a computer or a phone or whatever it is. So yeah, so that was yesterday. Not in the Matty says you're not in the supermarket car park today, mate. I'm actually, Matty, I wanted to do a wee bit more complex stuff, so I need to be at the computer basically to do this kind of stuff because I want to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse and especially the salty reaction, the salty tears of the lefties crying about it. So and saying some things which I think is somewhat injudicious, but no doubt a solicitor will be able to come to advise in the appropriate way. So yeah, so that's it. So again, big shout out. Thanks everybody. Thanks all the pure bloods. Listen, guys, we've got to stand strong. You know, I respect people's choice, what they do, whatever they want to do. As I've said numerous times, and it's time people started respecting our choices as well. People need to respect us. That's all I'll say on this platform. If you want more, go over to the podcast channel where you get the unmitigated truth. Okay, so that's that being said, let's chat a wee bit about, shall we, about a guy which I consider to be a kind of I suppose, an American hero, and that is young Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, as you know, I'm sure you're familiar with the story. He was a trumped-up charge in many regards, many would say, and he was found innocent. And here is, if I can show you this, folks, if I can just show you the necessary image. Hopefully this is going to work. If not, we is in some trouble. Yeah, here we go. Here's the moment where Kyle was found innocent. Get that, lefties? Innocent of all charges. He left that court an innocent man. All he did was defend himself. All he did was defend himself. So that's the first. So let's get that one. Oh, Jason. Hi, Jason, by the way. Jason, your badges, by the way, are in the post tomorrow morning. So Hope you will receive them in a couple of days. Everything's sorted out. Somebody's saying to me, "Oh, by no mention of the Belfast protests on the BBC, NI and UTV." Of course not, Mike. Don't be so naive. They're not going to talk about things, right? So, so here's the first thing. Kyle was found innocent, absolutely innocent as can be, and then we get the reaction from the lefties, and there's a couple of tweets I wanted to share with you. Let me bring the first one up if I can. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I'll just run with this here. Dr. Shola, a favorite of daytime TV, an esteemed political commentator, someone who is invited into the politest salons of the media. She says, "How to get away with murder? Be white. Hashtag Rittenhouse." Oh my, Dr. Shola. Now, I'm sure you were making a great point, but it sounds just a little bit racist to me. What do you think? What do you guys think? I think Dr. Shola would think that was a moderate comment. You know, is that the sort of comment that, for example, had I said it when I was on Twitter, I would have got away with if I'd have just inverted the colors? Oh no, she can do that, can't she? Well, she went a lot further. Here's a little bit more from the lovely, the esteemed Dr. Shola, who says, well, you can read what she says. So the first statement is plainly racist. She says his acquittal is because he's white. He's guilty as hell. White privilege stinks. She then, in the next tweet, talks about, "My heart goes out to the family and loved ones of the victims murdered by Kyle Rittenhouse." Now, here's the thing, folks. Here is the thing on this one I wanted to say to you. Those are libelous comments. Those are plainly libelous comments. Whether Kyle Rittenhouse's solicitors are studying the thoughts of this rando no-name on Twitter, Dr. Shola, I don't know. But if they are, they have the absolute right. To take her to court. Someone said, Brian says, "Is she a medical doctor?" Of course not. Of course not, Brian. They never are. They never are. You think Dr. Jill Biden's a medical doctor? Do you think Dr. Shola is a medical? Of course she's not. Not at all. These are laughable characters in so many regards. But all I'm saying is that I remember during my Twitter years and some of the hate directed towards me, had I said anything, even a fraction of that, I would have been gone. But yes, Marie Walker, you are absolutely right. Let me bring Marie's comment up on the screen so all you folks can see it. You're right, she absolutely is. And actually, Jason O'Brien, I hope this young man is going to become extraordinarily wealthy, and deservedly so. He's going to become extraordinarily wealthy because he was libeled, and not just by no names like Dr. Shola, but by, for example, the esteemed Dr. Professor Joe Biden. Did he not suggest he was a white supremacist? Is that something Joe wants to reconsider? Where's the apology for that one, Joe? But I also wanted to share this with you. Let me show you this. This is, now, of course, you folks know that one of those shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in the self-defense, was a guy called Rosenbaum. And this guy, Rosenbaum, I was going to share it, and then I decided not to share it. I looked up his conviction history. This is the just random individual who just on that night in Kenosha last year told young Rittenhouse that he was going to kill him. And that's when the video plainly shows he acted in self-defense. But you want to look to see what this guy's, Rosenbaum's convictions were for. It's horrific. I mean, he was a convicted pedophile. And if you look up the detailed charges, it is, I don't want to share it, actually. It's too bad to share. Too bad to share. So I'm not sure why people would be awfully upset about such an individual leaving this planet. but some people were. Here is some tweets I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can get you these next. So bear with me again. I have to jump from screen to screen here. It's been a while since I've done this. Bit rusty. So here you go. Oh, look at this one. Mr. Sulu himself, George Takei. George Takei. He says, I want to live in a country where Colin Kaepernick is seen as a hero and Kyle Rittenhouse is seen as a terrorist. Hey, you could try maybe, I don't know, China, George. Maybe beam yourself up there. And look at this, folks. Oh, look, Morgan Freeman. He said the same. Rosanna Arquette, she said the same. Look at this. Copy and paste. This is, look at that, folks. Look at that. They all tweeted the same words. These people are essentially bots, bot farmers. They may have millions of followers. It doesn't matter. They're bot farmers. And as you can see, they're all tweeting exactly the same stuff. They want to live in a country where you can't defend yourself, but if you take a knee to cultural Marxism, you're a hero. Well done, Hollywood. Well done, Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood impresses me so much. I mean, for example, you would never get any pedophilia in Hollywood. That's for sure. That's something that I think we can all agree on. So, yeah, that was the Hollywood reacts to the innocence of this young man. And so it goes. I mean, these are horrific people, basically, as far as I'm concerned, you know, and they don't seem to, when the jury didn't do what they wanted, they've thrown a collective hissy fit. That's the punchline on it. They can't accept the fundamental truth, which many of us see, and which many of us, are happy to say, and that, namely, is that this guy is a hero, and yes, we've put it in that logo. So listen, found innocent, full charges. He walks away, an innocent man. He now should probably get himself a new legal team, and that new legal team should sort things out. But for him, and I think whether they get round to Dr. Shola, I'm not sure, but I hope if any of them are ever listening to me, or anyone who listens to me thinks about this, I would suggest that they do have a look at the tweets that she has sent out. Obviously, no one on Twitter is going to object to that. No one on the Hell channel will will object to what she said. But decent. Hi there, Chaz girl. By the way, God bless Kyle. Absolutely right. Brian Baru says, I thought Morgan Freeman was more intelligent. I don't know. I think if they're in Hollywood, I think they are a problem, Brian. That's my own conclusion. I mean, I've stopped watching anything to do with Hollywood. The only thing I'm prepared to watch is old Hollywood. And even then, I've got questions. So that was, hi Dave, by the way. Hi Dave, good to see you. Never take a knee. Good to see you guys all on the stream. Thanks for being here. By the way, I was on Hearts of Mind last night with my friend Peter McElvenna. Hearts of Oak, for an hour last night, doing a little review of the week, actually, which was quite good fun. I'm a great believer that, there's a lot of doom and gloom around. I don't want to be a doomster. So I try as much as is humanly possible to try and look on the bright side of life. No, I'm not going to break into a song, right? But I do try to do that. And on the basis that Jason jumps on the stream here. Hollywood has an interesting origin. Oh, wow. Hollywood. Oh, there's a lot to talk about Hollywood, and we couldn't conceivably talk about it on this particular platform. But I got big questions about Hollywood all through the ages, but I guess, modern day Hollywood. Put it like this, one thing I think I'm allowed to say, and that is it's a moral cesspit. And I'll not go any further than that. It's a moral cesspit. But there you saw them all anyway. They want to live in a country where Kaepernick is a hero and a young Rittenhouse is behind bars. They want to live in that country. Well, it ain't the US, so maybe they should all leave the US. Go and live in some sort of tin pot tyranny, the sort of place that you're trying to impose on the rest of us. Go and live there and don't bother us with your nonsense. We're not interested yes, Jason says the point. Yeah, I'll put this one up, by the way. They used to pretend to be moral. Well, they did, Jason. Yeah, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe the mask is down and we see them for what they are. But I don't know about you folks, but I used to go, like, I used to love going to the movies. I was a big fan. Anyone who watched me, I'm a big fan of all the Marvel movies, all of that. I can't watch it. I can't stand it anymore. I can't go to any of those Marvel movies now because I've got an insight into what's behind it, and I'm just not prepared to. I'm not prepared to give them my money. I'm not prepared to support Hollywood. Hollywood goes back to Shirley Temple, says Tebeth the Ninja. Very welcome on the stream, by the way. Tebeth, good to see you here. So yeah, the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, it's triggered the left collectively. I mean, the BBC, all that was missing was, the black ties and the solemn music as they solemnly announced Kyle Rittenhouse has been found innocent. Well, that's the level of it. That is, hi, Melanie. Good to see you, Melanie, on the stream as well. Hope those pure blood badges are doing their job. They keep away evil demons. I'm working in a reverse camera, so nothing is where I think it is. Yeah, they keep away demons, Melanie. The demons of those driving this whole what show. But anyway, so yeah, it was all a good result with Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm really happy. I'm loving the fact that the British media, actually even the Daily Mail were weeping salty tears about this one. But I despise the Daily Mail. I absolutely despise the Daily Mail. They can't accept the fact that a jury found the young man innocent on all the evidence that they had. Evidential. This is hi. Heathen One, get this right? Yes, Heathen One. Yeah, thank you. You're very kind, all you guys. Thank you so much for all your kind comments. Self-defense, indeed it was, Melanie. Self-defense. We're all allowed to defend ourselves, and in the same sense that young Kyle was under attack from the mob, we're all under attack in certain other ways, aren't we? And that's why we have to also assume that no one's coming to save us unless we save ourselves. That's what we need to do. So that's why I think World Freedom Day has been a great success. It's amazing to see all these people all around the world from down Australia. Did you see Rome? Wasn't it amazing? The huge crowd in Rome, stunning crowds and tens of thousands of people in Vienna. And yes, Maria, listen, I mean, I have been at a couple of other ones, and sometimes these rallies happen when I'm either not here or I'm occupied. I can't get. But I was determined, absolutely determined, to get to it yesterday. Mind you, it took me an hour and a half getting out of the car park. That was sad. Melanie says she cried with him when the verdict was announced. Well, Melanie, it was a touching moment, and you weren't alone. You absolutely weren't alone. I suppose half of America cried, and not just America, because this went beyond America. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial went fundamentally around the world. We were all on his side, because we all should be allowed to defend ourselves against, horrific potential. Well, in his case, potential murder. Why? I mean, what's wrong with lefties? But what is wrong with them that they think it's wrong to stop yourself being murdered? Of course, it's not wrong. It's absolutely right to do that. Absolutely right to do that. So, and you're not alone. Nikki agrees that she also found it a very moving moment. It absolutely was. Listen, it was but it was a good moving moment. There's been so much hassle, so much pushing back on our side. Well, Jason says lefties seem to love evil. Yeah, and you are right. Although having said that, one of the things about yesterday outside Belfast City Hall, and I'm sure it was the same elsewhere, it wasn't about right versus left. Because, for example, I was talking to someone, a young man who I think was probably a progressive, but he's come around to where we stand. And so it shouldn't be about, labeling you as right wing or me as left wing. We're all together. We all want our freedom. That's what we want. So for me, some of the old labels have fallen away. For example, nobody who pays attention to the Conservative government could conclude for even a second that these people are Conservatives. So labels don't mean anything anymore. Well, this one does. Pure blood does. It does mean something. It says what we are. It's a disgrace that we should have to do that, by the way. Something, outside Belfast City Hall, they were handing out yellow stars yesterday. Yellow stars. This is the protesters. And, a lot of people were wearing yellow stars. And I get the symbolism of that, by the way. The thing about that is the yellow stars were imposed on the Jews, as you know, hatefully by the Nazis and other tyrants. So that's the origin of the yellow star, and separating people out, making them stand apart. Is pretty horrific, actually, that should ever be done on people. But there we have it, folks. Anyway, anyhow, yeah. Tony says this is our good friend. I've done a podcast on this one, Tony. Check out the podcast channel later. We got Plan A, and that's where we are. Says the Home Secretary. When the sheep become lions, Plan B is ready. Oh, yeah, Tony, they've got a Plan C as well, by the way. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Yeah, actually, Jason says about the yellow stars. I didn't actually wear a yellow star because, in a way, there's a degree of sort of saying, well, I'm a victim because I'm wearing a yellow star. I'm not a victim. I'll never be a victim. And neither will you, and neither will a whole pile of us. So, it is, I totally get why people wear them, and it's very, very powerful. And there was a quote read out at the event from someone who'd lived through the Holocaust and warned about the fact that, we went from 1933 with Kristallnacht to the camps in the early 40s. The tyranny didn't happen overnight. It took years. That's what we have to worry about. And that's what we are vigilant against that, because we know, just 3 weeks to save the NHS suddenly became, well, listen, if you don't get the booster jab, you can't go to the shops. You can't have a social life anymore. You have to lose your job. That's in 12 months. What do you think it'll be like in 24 months, 36 months? It gets worse and worse and worse. That's why we have to oppose everything. We have to stand firmly against this. The government's testing things out. I did a podcast about the fact I saw that on YouGov, which, the YouGov polling organization, the YouGov, Helena is right, by the way. It's absolutely that, Helena. You're dead right. They were polling the YouGov. They were asking people, do you think we should have maybe, I don't know, lockdowns of the unvaccinated in Britain? How would you feel about that? And then they asked horrifically, would you support mandatory vaccinations? You can see where this one goes. You can see where I'm on YouTube, so I can't say much more, but you can see where this one goes. I wonder why YouTube would be, or YouGov would be asking those questions. Yeah, actually, Jason, when we get into the camps, sorry, just a couple of things. Nick, it took years. My great-grandfather left well before the war started. Yeah, it did. He didn't go back, but they didn't murder him. He did go back, but they didn't murder him because he played the violin. Yeah. Do Nick, what's really sad? It's sad that it's happening again in our lifetime, isn't it? But that's why it's for all of us, folks, all of you and me and all the millions of the rest of us. We see it. Our eyes are open, so we have to oppose it. It's just that simple. It's black and white, it should unite us all. And oh, well done, Melanie. Melanie saw it, obviously, and added your penny's worth in. Good for you. But I mean, Melanie, there's a reason they were polling that. There's a reason, and we know what the polling is. Oh, Sajid Javid says, we're sticking to Plan A. Trust me. No, Sajid Javid, I don't trust you, not further than I can see you. I know you want to introduce Plan B, Plan C. I know you want to introduce lockdowns for the unvaccinated. I know you want to introduce mandatory. I know all of this. We all know all this. So please, spare me the pretend innocence. None of that cuts through, I'm afraid. So, hey, listen, folks. I'm going to have to go. This was never going to be a long podcast. and not least because my battery is about to expire. Hey, Sharon, shout out to another one of my Northern Irish friends from County Down. Good to see you on the stream, Sharon. Thanks, everybody. I want to thank you all, folks. You know, there's so much of this about supporting each other. We are the moral support to each other. You know, we've other sources of support as well at a much higher level, but just at a simple level, you know, I think we can, by staying solid and united, we have, I think we can do a good job of standing strong and resisting and not complying, and that's where we are. So Umsfor says all the fun people will be in the camps. It'll be great crack. Well, I understand. I do understand that. I totally get that. So, hey, listen, folks, I think I am going to, with that note, thank you for all the love, and all my love to all you folks as well, to all the pure bloods. Stay strong. If you haven't got a badge, you know what to do. Go and get one. Let's unite, and we'll see where this one goes, folks. But we're never going to comply with them, folks. We are never going to comply. The thing they all need to understand, and they don't like this, is that when all is said and done, and when all is said and done, we are the resistance, and we are going nowhere. Bye, everybody, from me. Speak soon.